Hi everyone! Why visit Vienna? And more so, why return? I'm here to give you the best 10 reasons why you should. And I promise you, these reasons get better and better and more delicious as we go. Reason number 1. Austria. Vienna is the capital of Austria, a country that has quietly and consistently managed to rank among the top 5 or 10 of the happiest, healthiest, and the best places to live. Although the scientific explanations of this phenomenon are many, I see Austria rather like a fairy tale place. A place where white clouds roll incessantly between picture-perfect mountains. The landscapes of minute villages look like postcards, and cows graze peacefully on summer green pastures. In winters, people hurl themselves down the snowed-in slopes, audaciously reaching for the highest peaks. And Salzburg-like towns turn into living and breathing Christmas cards, while everyone has a delicious sugary dish for dinner. Vienna is home to a third of Austria's population, which is not only due to the abundance of poetic coffee shops. Vienna also shines by just standing there. Picture-perfect, gracious, erudite, with its parade of white marbled facades, exquisite sculptures, and baroque frills. Its many palaces, now transformed into museums, allow you to immerse yourself into its long history of having been the capital of many republics and empires. Vienna has always been a fertile ground for artistic expression and intellectual discourse. Called the City of Dreams as well as the City of Music, it has witnessed the lives and careers of many illustrious Austrians. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Joseph Haydn, Johannes Brahms, Franz Schubert, Gustav Mahler and Sigmund Freud, among many others, although no one dissected Vienna's life better than Arthur Schnitzler. Follow me, and let's walk the streets they walked. Reason number 2, am Graben. Although Graben means a dig, a ditch, or a tomb, this Graben is the main pedestrian zone of Wien, as Vienna is called in German. Even without a map in hand, you can easily walk it from the Stephansplatz, also called Stock im Eisenplatz, by the Big Dome, all the way to the old but fancy Kohlmarktstraße. There you turn left and walk to the Michaelerplatz, located in front of the Spanish Riding School. By passing under its arched gateway, you enter the enormous Hofburg, or the Viennese Imperial Palace, with the Sissi Museum, among many others. Now back to the pedestrian street. Take your time and wander around. Have a coffee, have a Würstchen with mustard, look for souvenirs. While doing that, admire the gorgeous architecture of the palaces or hofs lining it, like the Palais Bartolotti-Partenfeld, the Freisingerhof, the Grabenhof, Generalihof, the Trattnerhof, as well as the Peterskirche, a Catholic church from the 1300s, who occasionally holds classic music concerts, and the Baroque centrally located column known as die Pestsäule, Plague Column or Trinity Column, unveiled in 1694, a collaborative work of many prominent Austrian artists. Since 1772, the Graben holds a Christkindlmarkt yearly, a Christmas market you have to come back and see. Reason number 3, the Dome. Stephansdom or Steffel is short for Cathedral and Metropolitan Church of St. Stephen and All Saints. As its name anticipates, this is a cathedral of superlatives. Aside from being Vienna's main and tallest, the Stephansdom has been built with 18 altars, 22 church bells, 5 organs, and a main spire of 137 meters, making it the 10th tallest in Europe. Its most iconic feature, though, is the roof, covered with 230,000 glazed tiles in green, yellow, white, and black, in a geometric mosaic-like pattern that also shows the coat of arms of the Habsburgs, of Vienna, and of Austria. The roof can be best admired by climbing up inside, an adventure enjoyed by many visitors, like me. The panoramic view of Vienna from the top is spectacular. Steffel is a lucky historic monument. Contemporary Vienna has been taking good care of it by conducting and almost completing renovations and restorations from top to bottom, and by creating fully digitalized plans to have on hand for future natural or man-made emergencies. How to get there? Take the metro to Stephansplatz. Look up, you can't miss it. Reason number 4, Havelka. My first time in Vienna, I recalled the words of the heroine of the novel Gibbon House. "With liberty I breathe freely." Words she uttered as she met, I quote, "Café Havelka's tawdry stench of stained velvet, dishwater, and stale tobacco." As I arrived in Vienna, I immediately went to visit the coffee shop to see if this olfactory post-World War II description still fitted the place. It did no longer. It smelled like fresh coffee. But, I quote, "the ebony paneling of those corner banquettes still caused patrons to nearly melt against the black background, because otherwise nothing else had changed." Leopold Havelka and his wife Josephine took over an existing coffee shop in the Innere Stadt or Vienna's Zentrum in 1939. Aside from closure during World War II, Havelka survived the 10-year occupation of Vienna, and by 1955 it had become the meeting place for intellectuals and artists. The pair personally managed the place and greeted their clientele daily for over 70 years, and the coffee shop remains a family business till today, still baking the family recipe Buchteln buns and serving their signature melange coffee. Café Havelka is definitely the best place where you can start your Vienna tour of coffee shops. Reason number 5, Schmetterlinghaus. Located inside the Palmenhaus of the Viennese Burggarten, this botanic garden belongs to the Lepidopterarium kind, a conservatory of butterflies. First and foremost, its charm resides in having an unexpected miniature tropical enclave in a temperate climate zone, with tropical, colorful, non-endangered species. Because, even when visiting large cities for history, arts, and culture, it is good for the heart to see, smell, and hear nature. Second, the combination between colorful butterflies, a Jugendstil greenhouse, and a fine dining restaurant and coffee bar is just brilliant. Today's Palmenhaus's full renovation carried a $13 million price tag, all worth it to revive one of the most gorgeous greenhouses in the world. And third, the area where it is located is part of the Hofburg of Vienna, with additional stunning architecture, the Albertina Museum for Graphic Arts, the Vienna State Opera, where the famous opera ball is hosted yearly during carnival season, and the Burggarten, a rose garden you will not easily forget. Over 400 butterflies of about 150 species flutter around freely in the Schmetterlinghaus, surrounded by lush greenery and waterfalls. The best place to take a break in Vienna. Reason number 6, museums. It is quite audacious to talk about Vienna's museums in such a short time. After being an imperial capital for centuries, from the Holy Roman Empire to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, it is a given that the city finds itself among the top 5 in Europe in this subject. Since the 13th century, the Hofburg was its official imperial palace and winter residence, while Schönbrunn was the summer residence. Currently, Hofburg still is Austria's seat of government, as well as a museum. Places of interest open to visitors that form part of the enormous imperial complex are the Treasury, the Albertina Museum, the Imperial Chapel, the Imperial Library, the Burgtheater, the Spanish Riding School, and the Imperial Mews. The Kaiserliche Schatzkammer, meaning Royal Chamber of Treasures, is Austria's imperial treasury, located in the Schweizerhof. It contains the only complete medieval imperial regalia existing in the world, comprised of the glove, gospel, orb, scepter, lance, sword, and crown. among many other crowns and jewels of impressive historical significance. Close by and affiliated are the Art History Museum and the Natural History Museum. These face each other across the Maria Theresienplatz and are almost identical architecturally, two palaces in Renaissance Revival style, built of sandstone and topped with 60-meter-high octagonal domes. The Kunsthistorisches Museum's collection is so extensive and eclectic, I could write a book about it. In essence, you can find here works of Raphael, Velázquez, Dürer, Vermeer, Caravaggio, Titian, Rembrandt, as well as splendid sculptures and precious artifacts. Additional collections include Egyptian, Greek and Roman antiques, coins, instruments, arms and armors, carriages, and more, some displayed at other locations. Don't ask me where to start. You will need to return many times if museums are on your list of things to do in Vienna. Reason number 7. Sissi. The Bavarian-born Duchess Elisabeth Amalie Eugenie of the House of Wittelsbach, known as Sissi, became Empress Consort of Austria, Queen Consort of Hungary, and Queen Consort of Lombardy-Venetia by marrying in 1854 Franz Joseph of the Habsburg family, Emperor of Austria and of the Austro-Hungarian empires. Sissi reigned for 44 years until her untimely assassination in 1898. She was quite a rebel of her era and remains to this day Austria's darling, their Princess Diana, albeit of a different era with different expectations from a royal consort. A large number of books were written about her, movies and series made, monuments built in her honor, and that doesn't even scratch the surface. Her legacy, though, it's mostly emotional. She became the woman heroine that fits a universal mold, tough but vulnerable at the same time, shy but also outspoken, free-spirited, multilingual, and extremely cultured. Sissi was interested in what women were discouraged to do in her time, like politics, writing poetry, travel to foreign lands, following style trends and fashion, riding horses, living abroad, supporting the disenfranchised, while at the same time she was of a striking natural beauty, something that she cultivated with fervor. What were her passions and pursuits? You can learn from the Sissi Museum at the Hofburg. Reason number 8. Coffee shops. The coffee house culture in Vienna has deep roots and is today, deservedly, a UNESCO intangible cultural asset. 200 years back, these coffee house restaurants were a men's-only playground, with billiard tables, games, newspapers, food and alcohol. Shortly after Sissi became queen from 1856 on, women were finally allowed to join their husbands. In Vienna, a coffee house serves full meals with your coffee, while a Konditorei only serves coffee and cakes. A Zuckerbäckerei serves and sells all kinds of baked goods and sweets. A Kuchen is a baked cake, with or without fillings, while a Torte is a layered cake with butter-based creams, just in case you wondered. Your to-go Viennese coffee is the Einspänner, with whipped cream, a strong but mild, not at all bitter coffee. Here are a few coffee shops you need to see. Café Sperl has a grandfathered in Edwardian patina of the end of the 1800s, when it was frequented by the rich and famous, dukes, duchesses, and celebrities of the entertainment world. Café Grünsteidl, one of Schnitzler's meeting places with other literary figures, the house rose to the expectations of its time. Red velvet chairs, huge chandeliers, and a lot of space. Café Central. The best quote I've read about Café Central said that it affords an expression of the Austrians' attitude to life. That particular attitude is what makes Vienna one of the best places to live in the world. Café Central is overrun by tourists nowadays, but early in the morning hours, it does, I hope, still offer refuge and stimulating conversation to intellectuals and artists, as it has done for 140 years. And as we say in German, Zucker kommt zuletzt, sugar comes last. Here are my favorite Konditoreien. Demel, where I stop each time I visit Vienna to buy a tiny box with candied violets, which, as it just happens, were Sissy's favorites as well. Schluka at the Rathaus, not just because the location is stunning, but their torten are spectacular. No wonder all these sugar rush-inducing magicians were all Hoflieferants, purveyors to the imperial court. Reason number 9, Sache. I wasn't done yet with the sugar rush. This particular item deserves its special place in the spotlight, die Sache-Torte. The cake is basically a synonym of Vienna, with a bit of an imperial nostalgia fantasy attached to it, as well as a secret recipe and a lot of chocolate. When you take your first bite, you can easily appreciate the heavy chocolate cake base, the apricot jam layers, the dark chocolate top layer, and the mandatory fresh whipped cream. The secret must be in the spicing of the icing. But who wants to play Sherlock Holmes when you have a Sache-Torte slice in front of you? Jokes aside, the icing is supposedly made of 3 different kinds of dark chocolate specially prepared in Germany and Belgium for the Sacher Hotel. The hotel, located near the Viennese Opera House as well as near Vivaldi's former residence, was established by the son of the confectioner who invented the torte, Franz Sacher. Under new ownership, the Hotel Sacher Vienna has now a sister property in Salzburg, the only 2 full-fledged Sacher cafes in existence. But you can get the original Sache-Torte in several other locations, including online. The cake and the hotel have been immortalized in literature and cinema, and more than one head of state and famous celebrities have graced it with their presence. Reason number 10, cuisine. There is something very wholesome about the Viennese cuisine. It is hard to describe, though it seems that each staple dish they have becomes, eventually, a refined universal comfort food. I'm talking, for example, about the Wiener sausage. It is known all over the world, although the best quality has to be tried locally. Then the Würstel, the fried or grilled Viennese, many versions of sausages that are just the right size to make you full and happy. There is one rule though, no ketchup or weird toppings, just bread and mustard. Then comes the schnitzel, breaded like everywhere else, but made of veal tossed in flour, egg and breadcrumbs and fried in butter. Best to be served with a simple green butterhead lettuce salad and parsley potatoes. Who doesn't know Austrian pancakes, the so-called Palatschinken? Thicker than a crepe, made with milk, flour and egg, and filled with jam, preferably apricot, or just drizzled with white sugar and lemon. Austrian drinks you don't want to miss are the delicious Einspanner coffee mid-afternoon at coffee time. With your dinner, ask for a Grüner Veltliner or Grüwe, a fine Austrian white wine. And when getting thirsty, there is only one beverage you need to order, an Almdudler, Austria's national carbonated drink made of herbal extracts. Vienna can and will easily make you happy. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please don't smash any buttons. Just gently like and subscribe for more. The world is vast and it's all yours. Next time, you might also want to fall in love with this next destination over there. Thank you.